Hello friends, today we will learn about how to deploy Spring Boot application on Kubernetes. Okay, so first we will create a Spring Boot application or we will use our existing Spring Boot application. Then we will containerize that Spring Boot application. Then we configure our application for Kubernetes and finally we deploy our application on Kubernetes. Okay, so let's see what Kubernetes is. Okay, so Kubernetes is an open source system for automating deployment, scaling, and management of containerized application. It group containers that make up an application into logical unit for easy management and discovery. Okay, we will go much more in detail about Kubernetes, but for this video, I will make it short and do only important things related to this video. Okay, so what we will do, or what you will do. Okay, first we need something like Linux. Okay, and we will be doing this complete example in Windows, so we need something like Linux. So I'll be using Bash. Okay, and yeah. Okay, so then we need Kubernetes cluster and command line tool like kubectl. Okay, and we can create cluster locally using kind, which is provided by Docker, or Minikube. I'll be using Minikube. Okay. Before proceeding, yeah, we verify that kubectl command work or not. Okay, so yeah, kubectl cluster info. But before that, I will show you some demo, and let's begin with the demo. Okay, so I will be doing this example from scratch. It means I will not be using any existing Spring Boot application. Okay, so first I will create a Spring Boot application using this command. Okay, I copied it and then so now I have created an example project. Okay, using this command, and now I will create a build using Maven because I'm using Maven as a project management tool here. Let's see. Okay, so build is created, and then I have to do Docker stuff, which means I start Docker desktop. Then I create Docker build, and yeah, then I can proceed with it. So I'll show you how to create a Docker build and other further steps. Okay, so before I proceed with other stuff, I just want to make sure that I have all relevant stuff what is required for Docker. Okay, so first I enter this command ls minus l. As you can see, ls minus l target jar. Okay, so I entered this command here, target slash dot jar, and let's see. Okay, so this is the permission I have for username. Okay, this is a date, 17th May. Okay, okay, this thing. So why I'm checking this thing, because this is very important while creating a Docker build, and if I don't have, then I cannot containerize my application. Okay, one more thing, that here I'm using two words for containerization, of containerization or Dockerization. Okay, so both are not same, both are related. Okay, containerization means it could be Docker, it could be Podman or some other containers, but Dockerization certainly means that I'm containerizing it. Okay, so yeah, that's a difference. Okay, so Now I've got this jar file, and let's see what else I need to do with it. Okay, now I can start my Java this Spring Boot application using command prompt. Okay, so Java minus jar target dot jar. So let's see. Okay, my Spring Boot application is started in 2.665 seconds. Yeah, it has nothing. It has no code, so no code which I wrote actually. So that's why it took so less time. Okay, okay. So let's see. Okay, status is up. Okay, so this Spring Boot application is running, and health is also quite okay. So yeah, at least I checked the endpoint, and now okay. So now I containerize my application. There are multiple ways to containerize an application. For example, Dockerization. Suppose I want to Dockerize my application, so I create a Docker file, and then I build my Docker file. Docker build minus t and some image name and dot. Then it will image will be built. Okay, but Spring Boot offer a plugin which build Docker image. So I will show you how I can execute this command and build Docker image. Okay, be using command prompt from IntelliJ because it will it's quite I'm quite comfortable with it, and it will certainly save my time. Okay, so I executed this command. Let's see what happens. So, okay, so yeah, this build is created quite fast, and because I already did it, but first time if you do it, it will take bit more time. Okay, okay, so now I run Docker container. I run Docker container by executing this command, and it seems that my container is already running. Okay, so yes, so I need to stop it, and then I can run it again. Okay, or I will change the port because I have to change few more things. So I'll do one thing. It did three. Okay, let's see what happens here. It is running. Okay, so this is started. Okay, curl. Okay, check it here. Force 8803 actuator health. Yeah. So Docker container is running and its status is up. Okay. Okay, here I made a small mistake. I said that my container is already running. It is incorrect actually. It's port which is not available at this port, okay, 0080, because I already started application before creating this video, so that might be using it. So that's why I changed the port number, and now it is working fine. And yeah. Okay, so my container is already running. Now I want to push Docker image to the Docker Hub. And before pushing Docker image, I have to log in to the Docker Hub. Okay. So first step is to tag Docker image, and then I push Docker image to Docker Hub. Okay, why I need it? The title of this video is how to deploy Spring Boot application on Kubernetes. But why I'm dealing with Docker and pushing Docker image. Okay, so is to Docker Hub. So this is a very important answer to this question. Okay, this is important because it could also be asked in interview, or it is or it will be required to solve some problem. Some problem one can ask why one need Docker Hub when we are dealing with Kubernetes. Okay, so answer is Docker image need to be pushed to Docker Hub because Kubernetes pull image from inside its kubelet. Kubelet is kind of a node, okay, and they are not connected to local Docker daemon. Okay, so for the purpose of this scenario, we you can omit push. Okay, we can do this omission, but normally Docker work like this. Like we create Docker image, then we push it to Docker Hub, and then kubelet pull Docker image and deploy it on Kubernetes. Okay, yeah. So now we pushed our Docker image to Docker Hub, and it's time to start working with Kubernetes. Okay, so as I mentioned that I started Kubernetes locally, so I'm using Minikube. So to start Minikube, I have to write command Minikube space start. Okay, so it will start the Minikube. Okay, and then to check uh, whether Kubernetes is working or not. So I have to type a command kubectl cluster minus info, which I'll show you. Okay, so I enter this command. I already entered it. It is working. But I just want to show you again. So yeah, so here it is showing me a message. Control plane is running and core DNS is running here. Okay, I will not go too much in detail of Kubernetes stuff because in next video I will show you, I will explain you Kubernetes in detail. Okay, so this is the first command I wrote, and now I will write another command kubectl get all. So this is the status. I already have one pod deployed. Okay, so yeah. So now I have deleted the already running pod because I want to show you complete example. Okay, so now my pod is already deleted and it is showing me this state. It means Kubernetes cluster is running. Okay, and now I will create deployment again and show you the example. Okay, so wait a moment. Okay, so just have to modify a few things and then I will show. Okay, so let's see what happened. Okay, now I got this message. I don't see any error. So let's see whether I have deployment.yaml. Okay, so again I didn't see any error. I'll create service in different port, so there will not be port conflicting issues. I put it 8085 and let's see what happens. Okay, so we can see that we have got some YAML file in our project or not. Okay, you can see that there is a deployment.yaml, so it is already created. Okay, now see. Okay, we have created two YAML file actually. We have created deployment and service. So let's see whether we have service and deployment both here. So we have got deployment here, and we also have got service here. Okay. Okay, so here I think I mistakenly put this wrong image name. I must have written it like Ajay, my username. Okay, so yeah. So now I will show you how to deploy this application. Okay, so first I will deploy. I will apply kubectl on deployment.yaml. Okay, so I will be using mainly command prompt from IntelliJ because it will allow me to do my work quite easily. I don't have to specify path here. So now I'll be using this command. This command is provided by kubectl, and what it does, it allow you to configure application. Okay, it is used to create or update resources in Kubernetes cluster using configuration file. Okay, so minus f deployment. Uh, yeah, okay. So let's see what happened. And yeah, our deployment is created and service is also created. Okay, yeah. So what I showed you, I think I before this, before that I already created it. Okay, but yeah, using this method, I can create deployment and service. Okay, so now service and deployment are created, and I have to check the status of my application, how things are going in Kubernetes. So that I will see in I will show you in a minute. That I'm showing you in a separate Kubernetes because I don't have to specify a separate command prompt. Sorry, uh, so I don't have to specify any path here. Okay, so let's see kubectl get all. Okay, so here it is showing me 1/1. It means pod is running, and yeah. In case if it is showing 0/1, it means we have to keep typing kubectl get all unless we see 1/1. Okay, so now we are in a very good state so far. Okay, and we are just few steps away from deploying our application, our Spring Boot application on Kubernetes. Okay, Okay, so I'll be doing port forwarding of service. Okay, so I specified 8088 as a port number, and let's see what happened. It is forwarding to 8088, and let's see what happened. Curl localhost 8088 actuator. So in a Spring Boot application, actuator help us to monitor health of applications. Okay, and I will create another video on this actuator and other observability stuff in Spring Boot. But in this video, I'll show you how to deploy Spring Boot application on Kubernetes. Okay, so let's see what happened. Okay, something is wrong. Ah, I made a mistake here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so status code is 200. Description is okay. So our task is done, and thank you very much for watching this video. Okay, in next video I'll show you some more complex stuff in a Spring Boot. Okay, I'll create some microservice, and then I will show you how to use GitHub Action, and using GitHub Action how we can deploy our Spring Boot application on Kubernetes. That could be a managed Kubernetes by some cloud. Okay, and in case you have any questions, feel free to write me in a comment. And thank you very much again for watching this video, and I wish you a very nice day.